My dear Rotarians, Rotaractors, and guests of Rotary in the world. Myself, Thansen Paandi, Rotarian, past District Rotaract representative from District 3150, India.
Hello all, myself Rajesh Subramanian, past District Rotaract representative from District 3150, India.
It's an exciting moment for both of us to be a part of this 2020 virtual convention. When we were invited to be a part of this, we were thinking what would be the right topic to present. It should be taking an attention and also explaining the effects of what we did for the name called Rotaract e.Institute. So we both discussed with our team, the committee which organized the first ever Rotaract e.Institute, and then decided the topic would be Corona. We designed this topic in view of a couple of ideas in mind. Collaboration involving Rotaract ideology and creativity on an online platform. Then we rephrased everything and kept a topic called Corona. Friends, let me tell you one very happy issue. We were all not very happy when we decided not to have an in-person Rotaract Institute. The other part of it is when Holger said Rotary opens opportunities, we thought this is a greater opportunity. I'll tell you, in February 2020, we're all set with the registration from the point of registration desk. What should be delivered as a registration kit? What should be given as a training material, a training handbook? And also what would be the send-off gift on the fourth day? Rotaract Institute for 4, 5, 6, 7 zones is a 3-night, 4-day event. An event where we invite all the DRR elects, DRR nominees, and their district secretary, incoming district secretaries to be a part of this training program, equip them with leadership, share the knowledge, embed them with a better way of running the society in name of Rotaract. And it was March 18th. We all were in a kind of unhappy situation where the country said it's going to be on a lockdown. So there is no chance of an in-person meeting. We thought maybe 1 week or 10 days would enhance us, think over whatever arrangements we have made would be in reality. But on the first week of April, just 1 week before the actual event, the host committee decided it can't be an in-person event anymore. Then it was the chairman of the event, Rajesh, who was the first primary challenger to decide on what they wayfront. But let me tell you, the decision of the host committee then was, we are going to do the event. We were not clear of what to do it, but the only thing which we can do is Rotaract Institute can be transformed as a Rotaract e.Institute. How about it? What about it? I don't know. I have my friend here, Rajesh, who is the chairman of the first ever Rotaract e.Institute, to help me understand, help all of you understand what was it to run, execute, and plan a Rotaract in e.Institute with having 100 plus participants at the same time with a precision of betterment. Rajesh, please help us understand.
My dear Rotarians, Rotaractors, and delegates of first ever Rotary E-Convention, warm greetings to you. Thank you, Thansen, for setting the context of Rotaract Institute. And to answer your question, I must say it had been a thrilling ride for us since we got the bidding of Rotaract Institute in 2019. Although we had hosted this event 2 times before, we did not take it light this time. We felt this is very challenging for us and there are more expectations from us. While we were all set for the event and just a month away, the whole world got into the corona situation. Most of the Rotary events and Rotaract events were getting cancelled and we had to take a call. Our mind said cancel the event, but our heart said no, wait a little longer so that we could find some alternate option. There were very many questions in our mind. How do we host a 4 days physical event over virtual platform? How could we engage with the participants and meet the objective of training program? Will we be able to make it interesting to the participants? How do we run parallel sessions for DRR designates and district secretary designates? Which virtual platform should we use? And the list of questions goes on. We didn't have any event hosted like this in the past to take it as a reference. We only had our gut feeling to proceed further. And as we believe in Rotaract, at last, by first week of April, we decided to go ahead with the first ever Rotaract e.Institute. And this is how the Rotaract Institute got transformed to Rotaract e.Institute. Coming to the primary objective of Rotaract e.Institute, it had to remain the same as the Rotaract Zone Institute. That is to provide leadership training, a platform to network, plan future activities, make policy decisions, and understand roles and responsibilities to DRR elect, nominee, and district secretary designates. Keeping these primary objectives in mind, our host team had carefully planned the overall schedule of this e-Institute. From a 4-day event, the Institute became a 7-day event. The training program officially started on 25th of April and completed on 1st of May. Every day we had 2 hours of training program, which is of 2 parts. The first part is the leadership talk, a common session to all the participants where we had RI officials like RI president, nominee, and RI directors, past RI directors, present and future RI directors, foundation members, RI staffs delivering the leadership talks. And the second half of the program was a core training program for DRR and district secretary designates. We had 19 experienced trainers and panelists carefully picked from 13 different districts to handle each session. We retained all our trainers who were originally committed to take sessions on the physical institute. Apart from these, we also had graduation ceremony, leadership summit, and Rotaract Institute 2021 bidding process within the 7 days of schedule. We had mandated the attendance for all the participants so that they can be eligible for the graduation ceremony and the certificate. Finally, the day had come. We had to give a grand opening ceremony to create the first impression. Also, we need to give the same physical feeling of the event. Hence, we tried many innovative practices, and one such practices was to host the virtual flag of all South Asian countries. Yes, this is how we did. And we had many such best practices and innovative thought process implement in these. And as a chairman of the event, my challenges focused on logistics and organizing the event. As a training leader, what was your approach, Thansen, to transform the in-person training program into a virtual meeting without meeting the core objective of the event?
Actually, Rajesh, I may not be having the same challenges you had, but it was not a cakewalk. I can tell you that. It was actually a hard task in way of grooming the faculty into e-mode. Everyone had their kind of having a video calls, video trainings, webinars, and etc. etc. But none of the our panelists or the moderators or the trainers had an experience of engaging such a training panel. So my mind was very clear. You were also there. I told we will retain all the trainers. From the 10th of April, every week, we made sure that 5 to 10 trainers or the faculty run through a practice mode on the same virtual Zoom meeting if we have 100 participants in there. We corrected every day. We had a couple of trainers, 1 hour each, making a kind of a rehearsals, what to present, what not to present, how to present, how the head movement should be there, how the eye contact should be maintained, what should be the slides movement, how many slides should be there. Because if it is an in-person meeting, Rajesh, that would have been a different ball game. You have a timer. If you don't have a time, you have some time, because none of the participants will move away or run away. But in a virtual meeting, we made sure that it is a 2-hour framework. We need to start with the opening address and the closing vote of thanks. So in that very framework, we designed such a way that every day 2 hours will be scheduled like this. The first 10 minutes would be, or 15 minutes would be a kind of icebreaker by one of the moderators of that day. And also the last 5-10 minutes would be a run through of what we happened along with the feedback. But the core would be everyday meeting of 3-night, 4-day event, in-person meeting. What we thought for training topics, we designated into, designed such a way that it will be covered in 7 days with 2 hours each, in which 2 parts of it. One is the leadership talk. The first part of everyday session would be a half an hour of a leadership talk, starting with a concept of what would be leadership in name of Rotary. What would be leadership in name of Rotaract? What are the opportunities of it? How to connect the world? And the second would be actual training deliverables a DRR elect should deliver during his tenure. So it'd be a 30 minutes of leadership talk with 5 to 10 minutes of, 5 to 10 minutes of interactive session with the Rotary leader whom we invite. And the second part was the faculty, the Rotaract leaders who were more than 15 to 20 with us, who were trained, groomed. In a sense, we need to say we were grilled to perfection. And they were all set. They were all set. In that very framework, their session was given. Everyone's session was 1.5 hours during the in-person meeting. We reduced it to 45 minutes and made sure the next 15 minutes would be purely Q&A. And the 44th minute, 99.99% of the faculty has completed it. We are proud of it. We maintain that. Let me just run through the day 1 to day 7, whom we invited. And it'll be a joy saying that none of us have imagined that we could invite such a Rotary leaders and we would have a proper training agenda. Rajesh, please. Day 1, we had the leader, incoming leader, the Rotary International President, Holger, who graciously told, I'll be there for 1 hour for Rotaract. Then we requested, sir, we have half an hour of time, anytime. I will go at your way of approach. Thank you. Thanks to Holger. On the same day, we had the serving R.I Director, Bharat Pandya, who spoke about what's next for us. On the day 2, we had the past R.I Director and the immediate past Rotaract Interact Chairman and the mastermind behind Rotaract Elevate program, Bhaskar. He spoke about very specifically on how to elevate Rotaract at the district level. On the third day, we had the serving director of Zone 4, 5, 6, 7, Kamal Sangvi, who spoke on Rotaract and Rotary's way of connecting each other for better service projects. On the day 4, we had the current Rotary leader, a change maker, Mark. He was in a way saying that how can we enjoy being a Rotaractors? He told, come into Rotary and enjoy the better ways of it. We had the incoming R.I Director, Venki, says, let's work hand in hand. On the day 5 was we had a R.I headquarters staff member of the Young Leaders program, Jesse, with us, along with to help all the DRR LX understand a glimpses of what is TRF all about. And we had past district governor, endowments grant advisor, Sam Patibandla with us, give an insight of what is TRF and also told what are the opportunities Rotaractors have in TRF. Thanks to Jessie also, she gave the way forward of better opportunities as Rotaractors, what can be utilized in the Rotary International. On the day 6, we had the incoming R.I Director who told Rotaract should be a disruptive change for a positive health of engaging more leaders at your district level. And day 7 was the graduation day, and we had the very incoming, very own Rotary India leader, Shekhar Mehta, who told all the participants, the DRRLX nominees and district secretaries, you're all graduated. Even that was a virtual thing. At that very point of time, they're all joy saying that even though there was no in-person meeting, we had the graduation done with proper training and everything. I'll tell you, my friends, this was the juncture where we realized we have covered every topic of it. We engaged most of their questions. If we could not answer any, we did it offline. And the best part of is we maintained 100% accuracy of time management. If there was a flaw, we made sure the meeting was taken offline so that the participants' time was not wasted. And day 7 was the time where the host committee, with all the panelists, everyone had a joy of doing something first time successfully. Rajesh, you might have worked out a lot with your host DRR. What was the summary of it? What we received feedback and everything on the last of the first 7 of the all the 7 days of the event. Can you just help me run through this?
Sure. Thank you, Thansen. And friends, I must say that none of us had any experience of hosting the any online event before, but we had the confidence to do the event and took the risk and decided the 7 days format on April 15th. It just took only 10 days for us to plan and execute the entire event because we were that prepared for the physical event. A lot of people were in the background who worked day and night to successfully deliver this event. Rotaract e.Institute created a huge benchmark with OPing 164 participants from 14 different countries. We had representatives from Jamaica, Ghana, South Africa, US, Spain, France, Philippines, and other 8 South Asian countries. The total duration of the whole event is about 28 hours, spanning across the 7 days. And number of man hours we spent in planning this will be approximately 150 hours. It was always a dream for us to get RI President to be part of Rotaract Institute, but this time our dream came true. Yes, Rotaract E-Institute is the first ever training program in the history of Rotaract which had participation from 3 RI President designates, 7 RI board members, RI staffs, and 19 trainers and panelists from 13 different districts. And this is a grand, successful event with the way of the summary. And as I said earlier, this was not just a training program, but it include other business activities as well. So we had successfully completed the e-graduation through our RI President nominee Shekharda, and the virtual graduation posters were circulated to all the participants. Not only that, we also had conducted the Rotaract Institute 2021 bidding process using an online application. And as a chairman, I'm happy to share that we completed this bidding process with no grievances. This way, we had set confidence to all the leaders for doing elections and more important decisions through the virtual platforms can be taken in the future. As we couldn't meet the future host in person, what we thought is let us do a virtual transfer of the official gavel and gong to the host of 2021 Rotaract Institute. And this is how we did it virtually.
Rajesh, you did everything virtually. I was just wondering, maybe we can share the technical.
Yes, Anson.
What was the technology platform we used for the institute?
We used Zoom platform for the hosting the virtual meeting, and all the virtual animations were done using the Microsoft PPT.
Okay, we did not do a webinar, and having 120, 150 participants at a time. Did you actually feel any inconvenience or a kind of a disturbance while you're conducting the meeting?
We made sure that we did trial runs before the meeting. So though this platform is completely new to us, our committee, our panelists and trainers were very supportive in doing all the preparatory works. We did a number of rehearsals before, and yes, there were few hiccups, but yes, as the day progressed, we managed to make it uh, resolved.
I believe we used every facility Zoom has given to us. The waiting rooms, board rooms, what we say, the other kind of rooms which we had, because we had to parallelly train the district DRR, LX nominees and district secretaries at the same time. Can you just help me understand how did we do that?
We had the first half was open session to all the delegates where the LX nominees and secretaries were part of it. Then in the second half of the session, we have to break out separately the secretary sessions, nominee sessions, and the LX sessions differently. So we created the breakout rooms, and we also at times we created separate meeting IDs for the individual sessions, and that way we were able to manage uh, the participants and their training programs.
So when you invite all the members into the meeting, you made sure that everyone is designated to the place or the room where they need to be there.
Yes, that's correct.
So that okay, but managing 160 members in a very short time, how did you manage? Did you keep a half an hour of a buffer or a 45 minutes buffer before you initiated any time?
Yeah, we made sure that everyone were engaged because with the leadership discussions, there are very less opportunities for the interactions. So what we did is like we prepared some activities, games and puzzles, etc., and made sure that we provide some networking opportunities to all the participants beforehand, and that way they were, yes, very happy, and they engaged with each other and networked with other participants.
Yeah. There would, when technology or the e-meetings do happen, there would be a challenge of the people chipping in at the last moment. What was the, how was the participants invited? Are you, and I think I remember we invited them, the meeting link was open for 30-45 minutes before the actual meeting.
Yes. So one thing we made sure is like come what may, we need to set an example of the time management, and we priorly informed the schedule and informed who would be taking the sessions, etc., and opened the session half an hour before, so that it gives people to come and join, have some activities, but whatever it is, when the business session starts, we start it sharply on time. And yes, that way we were able to maintain the time management very well, and that was one of the appreciation part from everyone.
Lastly, I have one question. I think we send out feedback forms of every session. The last 5 minutes, we send out a feedback form of the session and the trainings subject. How was the feedback of the 7 day session?
Yes. So this, as we had to plan this entire event in a short span, we made sure that we take feedbacks of every sessions from the participants, and we had a catch-up meeting with all the core committee members. The meeting used to happen at least like for 2 hours after the training programs. We make sure that we prepare for the next day, and taking the feedback into consideration. If they want more activity, we try to include more activity based, or if they want more time for interaction, we made sure that the time was provided. So we took very seriously on the feedbacks, and that's how we improved the event uh, as we progressed.
Yeah, so lastly, I just want to share that, I remember the serving director Bharat Pandya and EMGA Sam Patibandla was saying, I think if Rotarians and everything could do the same like we did the institute, that would be wonderful. And they were asking us inputs. How did you actually do it? That was icing on the cake. That was the
Very
best way to hear after seven days of training. And I see now on the screen that the flags are waving off. And what's there in it, Rajesh?
Yeah, so as we started the event with the flag hoisting, with a positive note at the end of the institute, we made sure that we lowered the flag and complete the process and said a proper goodbye to all of them. And we also tried to have a, DJ event after the final program.
So virtual DJ, people dance
Yes,
at their own homes, and it was live on Zoom. So
yes,
fellowship also happened. Then we did not mute anyone's sound. I believe for that we did not mute anyone's sound, and we are all open for more sound for that. Rajesh, anything to share, Rajesh, in this journey?
Um, all I can say is I'm really proud of being the first chairman for the Rotaract e.Institute. I'm proud to be from District 3150, and Rotaract District 3150 delivered the first ever Rotaract club in the South Asia. Rotaract District 3150 delivered the first ever Rotaract Zone Institute in South Asia, and we are truly blessed in the disguise to host the first ever Rotaract e.Institute 2020. And the success of our event is we have given confidence to all the leaders, yes, that they can do such training programs effectively over the virtual platform. And we could see that many districts following the same pattern, conducting their the official training programs to their officers or the president and secretaries. And with that, we would like to thank all the Rotary leaders, Rotaract leaders, RI staffs, and all the trainers, panelists, moderators who had been part of this journey. And also, I would like to thank the RI convention team for inviting us to share our success story in this historic e-convention.
And to all of you, I think we are at the last uh, few minutes of our session. I need to tell you that if we would be of some use for your present, or if you have more inputs for a better way, we are there at the receiving end, or even we are happy to be at the giving end also. What better way to help Rotary and Rotaract reach the bigger heights in serving humanity and creating more leaders and better leadership. So I think Rotary connects the world with better open opportunities, and we connect that world. That's why we told collaboration, Rotaract, online, novelty actions as a part of our topic today. Uh, and Rajesh and myself both wish that the coming year we have more Rotary in action, and more of open opportunities for us even during this pandemic. We fight the pandemic. So I request all of you to be, I wish all of you to be safe at home and be healthy. Warm wishes from India and District 3150.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.